Here are my thoughts on
It
this.
sounds to me like there needs to be bigger community engagement here, before anything else.
I mean, two stakeholders specifically that I'm concerned about, in addition, of course, people who love riding bikes, love to see this. Trail users in the area, you know, it says a high possibility of disturbing their usage of it. Looking at the map there, I mean, they're gonna be close together. So if that's actively used, that might hurt the experience of people using the existing greenway. And specifically to survey the property owners behind them, like they bought a home that on the map had a greenway behind them. And they may have paid extra to get that lot next to the greenway. And if that greenway now has a bike track on it, that could be, they could potentially have some thoughts that they should recognize as a stakeholder in this.
Here are my thoughts on this. I think this is a project that has some very real value to it. But as I'm looking at the courses of action here, I have concerns about moving this on as a budget amendment, because, I mean, we've had a lot of projects on the CIP that have been waiting to move forward. I mean, Western Park is one that I know I've been fighting to get it higher and higher on the priority list for the last 3 years. And I would hate to see those projects become stagnant as we start to move forward. I have to say that this is a project of value, but I don't think it should jump ahead of the items that are currently within the CIP. So my inclination would be, because of the amount of design work, the need for public engagement, there's a lot of questions that have to be answered. And that leads to my next concern, which is, and this was something that we saw in these emails, and I got a phone call about this just this morning, traffic and parking. How, you know, do we have a plan? Where are people gonna park to do this? We don't know, you know, what's happening yet. So I think it's a little premature to get angry about parking at this stage, because we just don't know where it's gonna be. But I think it's worthy of the conversation. And if I had my brothers, I would say, let's throw it on our CIP list and let us figure out where it's gonna fight in the rest of the projects that are out there. Because I think it's a good project. And these boys got up here and talked to a bunch of strangers, and, you know, that's a big deal, you know? And I think, you know, it's a good indicator for us to be able to take ideas directly from the community, like with Westbury Park and things of that nature. I think it's a good idea for those to come directly to you guys and be able to ferret those out. But I would say that as we start to go down this process, we need to figure out how much is this going to cost us.